Hello, everyone. Welcome to the February 2026 edition of One Man's Meat is Another Man's Poison podcast. I am Dr. Joy Odimegu, a herbal medicine expert. So, why am I talking about animal food this time instead of plants as I've been talking about for the past 2 years? Is because I'm eager to clear up some misconceptions and also to provide some alternatives to meat consumption. I will use meat and beef interchangeably here. I will discuss beef today because the misconceptions is as if beef is the enemy. Beef is actually a superfood. It's not the enemy. It is the way of preparation and style of consumption that could become problematic. In the developed world, the United States, for instance, there is a high rate of beef consumption. The amounts can even appear obscene for someone from Europe or Africa. In Africa and most developing world, the opposite is the case. In Nigeria, about 80% of the populace eat meat as a reward for eating. I read this from social media and it resonated a lot with me. Culturally, children are taught to eat the meat in their food last. And if they behave otherwise, parents could see it as a bad behavior. So one can see that in Africa, we don't particularly consume so much meat, except for the very rich. It's not even looked at as nutrition. People look at it as enjoyment, not part of, vegetables are regarded more as nutrition than meat. But we know that meat is very, very crucial in the diet. The core of this episode is that the very substance that gives red meat its superfood status, the heme iron, is a double-edged sword that acts differently depending on the person's gender and age. For pre-menopausal women, young teenagers, red meat and organ meats, especially liver, are arguably the most efficient medicines for preventing iron deficiency anemia, which, by the way, is very, very predominant in Africa, especially in breastfeeding mothers and pregnant women. The chemical advantage of beef is that found in animal tissues, that's the heme iron, is absorbed at a rate of 15 to 35% compared to just 2 to 20% of non-heme iron. There is a non-heme iron found in plants like spinach, jute leaves. But then jute leaves contain a higher percentage of non-heme iron, which is more bioavailable because it has high vitamin C content. A systematic review published in May 2025 found that increasing red meat intake significantly improved hemoglobin levels in iron deficient adults, with women showing the most dramatic benefits due to their high physiological demand. The gender edge. Women lose iron monthly through menstruation. For them, a stick isn't just a meal, it's a biological replenishment that prevents fatigue, brain fog, and pica. Pica is craving for non-food items. It could be ice block, it could be soil, it could be plastic. Now, for older men from 40s, the story flips. Unlike women, men have no natural way to excrete excess iron. So the human body has no active excretory pathway for iron other than blood loss. In men, iron stores, ferritin, tend to climb steadily throughout their lives. This they can correct by occasionally donating blood. Some people know this already, but I'm bringing it up here for those that don't know. Excess iron acts as a pro-oxidant. It deposits in the liver, leading to cirrhosis, the pancreas causing Brown's diabetes, and the heart, and is not beneficial there. So it's very important that men reduce their intake of red meat as they age from their 40s. Fish is more beneficial for them. February is the heart month, so this is a perfect time to know your ferritin number. Check. When you go for your annual check, it's important that you ask them to check for your ferritin number. For men, if ferritin is over 200 to 300 nanograms per mil, that high protein state might be accelerating arterial damage. The cure is as simple as I've said before, donating blood. Also, step back consumption of red meat. For women, if ferritin is under 30 nanogram per mil, red meat or liver is the highest value dietary ally. So please go ahead, eat meat as responsibly as you can. That's for the women. And please remember, the suya cancer warning is only when it's not well prepared. That is the suya. And more than 70% of the suya we eat are well prepared. In March, to celebrate Father's Day, I will speak on plant foods that protect the prostate gland and helps to maintain inflamed ones. Keep listening, subscribing, and making comments. Bye.